I just hope that the camera don't. Hi, everyone.
Hey,
You know, I'm Sheila. This is Frank. Big Frank. You see
hey,
our names come across there now?
hey, y'all.
I, I fixed it. So listen,
Mhm.
one, I want to apologize for last week because I think I broke up a lot after I
Mhm.
went back and I heard our show. And I can't say that ain't going to happen this time because I think that it don't happen throughout the day, but whenever I get on this conversation, start talking to you, it's like something happened. But what I am gonna ask is, if it happens today, Dad, can you say, "Hey, you kind of breaking up, so either I can move it or whatever."
Okay.
Okay, so we are back at the "What Would My Daddy Say" show. I'm so
Yeah.
excited to be back here to talk to you because so much did happen this week, and I've been so busy that I really
Mm.
couldn't talk to you, um, throughout the week. So I think we talked a couple of times, but we really haven't dug into what's
Right.
happening in Sheila's life. But
Mm.
but here's the thing: I hope that this conversation, it's not just for me. I really hope that the people who's viewing this conversation can get some insight, some resolution, some I don't know, just some kind of
Feedback. Just some
resolve or
feedback.
feedback about,
Yeah. Yeah.
what's good. K1 say, "What's up? I heard you in the
Hey,
D.
hey, man. Hey, man.
He in Detroit. I think he's going to see them Lions today. I mean, this
Uh-oh.
weekend or whenever they play, because that's his team. Um,
Mhm.
so my goal is to not just make this about Sheila, but to really expand men and women, like how we think, why relationships don't go the way they go. So here's the thing: today's topic. Let me see what today's topic is. My dad don't even know what today's topic is. I think I just, but make him
Today's topic.
desire you.
Say it again.
Make him desire you. Is
Make
that
him do.
possible?
Okay. Okay. Yes. Yes, of course.
Make him desire you.
Yeah.
Is that possible, Dad? Like, so I
Yeah.
always got to come in with my little updates. And the reason why this came up, one, I had a lot of sessions this week. Let me
Hmm.
pause right there. Make him desire you. Is that possible? And your answer is
Of course it is. Yes, that's
okay.
possible.
All right.
Yes.
So it's possible to make him desire you. How do you make him desire you?
Well,
Okay.
I mean, well, first and foremost, appearance is going to be important. Your appearance, your
Mm-hmm.
personality,
Okay.
your charm, your ability, and maybe I need to say for you, you are an intimidating woman. You are an intimidating woman, so you might be a little more. Some men are intimidated by powerful women, and real men not though. Real men are not. So to answer your question is, first of all, appearance is going to be very important. That's from head to toe, your hair, your nails, your dress, of course. Then your personality is always going to be important. You're going to be able to, your communication skills, and then how are you receptive to how a man approach you? I mean, some women don't don't like for men to approach. I mean, and since I said that too, daughter, that's another thing. Me and a friend was talking earlier. Sometimes women are overly aggressive too, making it undesirable.
Okay. So that was a lot. That was a
Yeah.
lot that you just
Okay.
said. So here's the thing. I want you guys to know that all comments are welcome, all responses are welcome. If you have any questions, make sure you put them in there. But before we do all of that, I want you guys to like and share this,
That's
and
right.
make sure that, because this information may not be for you, but it definitely may be important for somebody in your life, or just a person
Mm-hmm.
that male or female, because I think that in this conversation you're going to see the true essence of Sheila and Frank
Mm-hmm.
conversation, because he just said something that I feel when you said that whole power thing, Daddy, like, you
Yeah,
know, that that bothers
intimidating,
me.
an
Intimidating
intimidating thing.
factor.
Yeah,
That kind
yeah.
of bothers me and it kind of gets under my skin. And I think there's a lot of women that are,
Hmm.
very actualized in their professional lives, but that don't mean that they don't,
Yeah.
want a man, want to attract a man, which brings us to today's quote. I say this because I've said it so much, but I think I probably got this from somebody. But we don't get what we want, we get who we are.
Oh,
Right.
okay.
And in all my sessions, I always talking to my, if people are dating, if I'm doing some relationship therapy, if I'm talking to people about the things they want in their life, this is my thing. Hey, listen, you don't get what you want, you get who you are. And maybe life is showing up
Yeah,
in a certain way to say,
yeah.
hey, this is an area you still need to work on. This is a
That's right.
place you still need to level up on. And it's not to so much reject you, right? Or
Right.
not to say you're not enough or you're not important enough or you're not good enough. Maybe it's showing up or he's showing up to say, hey, maybe there's still some spaces in your life that you need to grow. Now, I say that to say because I got to give an update. My dad don't know this. So I get a
Hmm.
text from my friend. So we've been talking about this friend that so we've been talking about this friend that that I met on the plane. He kind of sent this random text. Anyway, I went to go see him. We had a good date or whatever. And in that conversation, he said to me, hey, I want to see you. I'll be back in Michigan like in a couple months. I want to see you. Right.
Hmm.
And I'm like, oh, okay, that's fine. So he texts me. This is what God say, girl, you need some work. You still need to work in this area because he ended up texting me and basically he's like, hey, are you still coming up when I come? And I'm like, sure. So he's like, well, do you want me to look for, I want you to come down and stay the night, basically, and kind of be with me on this whole day of his professional day. And I'm like, oh, okay. Well, kind of walking through that. And then he's like, so do you want me to look for the room or do you want to look for the room? Because I know you're an independent woman.
Hmm.
So I kind of blinked like I just blinked and I was like, okay, yeah, no, you can look for the room, right? So then his next question, guess what it was, Dad?
You gonna spend the night?
You staying with me or do you want your own room?
Okay.
So I'm like, I want my own room.
All right.
So guess what his next response was?
Uh, Probably I ain't gonna. Well, get
I'm
your
a
own
yeah, I'm gonna send the link
room.
for you to
Hmm.
uh basically reserve your own room.
Right.
So now I'm like, what? Wait, hold on. Not
Yeah.
only is there travel involved, but you actually want me to get my own room. So this is a problem. This is a big problem for me because
Right.
first of all, I feel like you done put me in this category of being this independent woman who can do for myself and all of that. That's first thing. And then
Mm-hmm.
second, like you invite me to a place and you think it's gonna be on my dime.
I hope not.
Oh, it's not. It's not.
Okay. Okay. Well,
But let's
I
talk
thought I
about
thought
that
you
because
were.
I feel like to some men that may be a desirable trait. And I'm like, well, I don't have that to give. So tell me about that quality.
Well, you just spoke earlier about. Listen, you are who you is. You get what you get because you settle for less. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So now, now remember a couple weeks back on your first date when you was volunteering to, when a guy says, "Are you coming?" Then that was, if you volunteer to go, it's all fine and good. Now here it is again. He's saying, "Oh, well, since you're independent, get your own room." Once again, you know, here come your red flag again.
There
So
go my red flag again.
yeah, well, I mean, you know, some things speak for themselves, sweetheart. You don't have to. You don't have to be told. You know, some. I mean, listen. First and foremost, I guess you must have liked this guy evidently the way
Wait,
you kind
no,
of
no, 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 no,
yeah,
no,
you
no, no, no,
catering when
no,
you
no,
kind of
no, no.
catering though. You
So
seem
I
like
told
to
y'all
me
this.
you
You finna see me and my dad go
yeah,
back. No,
yeah.
it's not. I don't even know him enough to like him.
Well,
One, I
you
do
seem
like to
like you're
travel.
catering on you. Okay, well
Okay,
you
listen, I do like to travel because we're in
right,
Saginaw and it's not a lot to do. So of
right.
course, if you ask me to go to Detroit or whatever, I know Detroit is a good place. I like to go out to eat. I like to. So it's not a problem for me to
Get to Detroit.
yeah,
That's
to
right.
go to
Yeah,
Detroit and visit you. Danielle said it sounds like friend zone category to me. Absolutely. Like, and I
yeah.
don't mind collecting friends. That's another thing.
Exactly.
Like,
Exactly.
it's
Well,
I'm not saying that this guy is so that's another thing. I don't think I'm going in like, oh, I'm looking for this husband. I don't even think I'm there yet. One.
right, right.
But I am exploring individuals and seeing what comes up for me. And I think
Okay.
that with that distance, it's very much uh free space for me to see, okay,
Mhm.
what is the dating world like? What is the developing friends like? You know, and I don't have that thing that I feel like most women have, which is again why the what my daddy say show come up. I just don't have the bluntness, right? Like, oh, I'm gonna cut you off because I just feel like people have way more to offer in their life
Mhm.
to you, for you, through them, than this end all be all husband, wife or boyfriend, girlfriend. And I don't feel like it's a waste of my time. I actually feel like it is definitely it's an exploration.
Okay.
It's like
Okay.
exploratory. So let me pack that in one more time. So I've been in a 13-year relationship, right?
Right.
From a very young age. And then I went
Right.
into another, I kind of dated a little bit. Then I went into another kind of serious situation, you know.
Right.
And I
Right.
feel like there's so many aspects of me that I'm still kind of discovering through the lens of Sheila, right? Not through the lens of, whoever my boyfriend was at the time or my kid's father or, you know what I mean? And I feel like it's fair game sometimes. But some of the stuff that I run into on this journey is a stop. Like I'm blown away. I'm blown away that this guy would ask me to come
Mhm.
to visit him and expect me to pay for a room.
Can I let me talk a little bit
Okay,
because listen. Now, first and foremost, I don't want you to you want to know what would my dad think, right?
I do.
Okay,
Absolutely.
so now if you want to know what your dad think, let me tell you what your dad thinks that if you're gonna I'm please don't make me think you're selling yourself cheap because you're not desperate. You're not desperate. You're beautiful.
Absolutely.
You, you,
Yes.
you're a
Yes.
beautiful woman and you don't have to settle. And when you ask me about the qualifications of a woman, one is don't sell yourself short. Don't make a man think that you're desperate now
Right,
because you are
Kareem.
not desperate. Now, a real man wants to date you. He's gonna make preparations. The nigga should send a limo for you if you want to be.
I
But now
absolutely
since
100%.
okay, since he's not doing that though, if you draw to Detroit, I want everything to be set up. My room is ready. Our dinner engagements is all set.
Yes,
I
sir.
want I want to impress this girl. I want to make this girl feels like she's top priority here. But I want my daughter to understand that I don't want you to seem like you so desperate that you're gonna go and pay for a room and then drive down, pay for your gas, and pay for the room, and then he might get lucky. Who knows? I'm just saying. Come on now,
So
let's be.
so here's my thing, and this is why I'm being vulnerable and sharing this because how how often does this help my happen in our life? My friend Colleen said, "But that's crazy. You invited me, you pay." That's
Come
my
on,
feeling,
okay,
right?
Colleen. Okay,
Right.
well, now
So,
if they get
and
that,
I am my response back, and we'll talk about that, was definitely, you know, a
all right,
response. But
all
I
right.
want to talk about this because how many of us feel like,
right.
or in some way brush this off as if I'm an independent woman or I can handle myself, or well, I'm going down and convince ourselves that this
Yeah.
is appropriate. Remember, we don't get what we want, we get who we are. And a
That's
part of that is standing in, I want to be courted. Like I am a
of course,
woman
of
that
course,
want
of
to
course,
be
of course,
courted,
of course.
right?
Yeah. Yes.
And here's the thing: if I meet 10 men, is my
Mm-hmm.
expectation for all 10 men to court me? Of course, like yes. But
Yeah.
I know the reality of it is that 3 of these men is not going to probably court me.
Even
Yeah,
be, yeah, that's
even
right.
be that. And
That's right.
that's not a projection onto me. But
Right.
how many women get
Mm-hmm.
caught up in that? You know what I mean? Like well, I'll go on and pay for that. Well, I'll go on and do that. Well, I'll go on and, you know what I mean? And then at the end, because our intention is to let you know we into you, let you know that we're desirable, let you
Right.
know that we
Right.
really like you. Is that even our responsibility as a woman to let you know?
Are you listen?
I'm asking.
I know your girlfriends. I know your girlfriends listening to you. Now listen. So I just told you. Listen. Don't. Are you afraid to run this guy off if you say, "I know I don't. I'm not going to do that. No, I'm not doing it." Because listen.
So do
Okay,
you
you
want to
let
hear
me
my
talk.
response?
Let me
Okay.
finish this thought
Okay.
though. So what I've heard so far is once again this guy is being manipulative in a sense because he's told you now that you okay, you're independent, so get your own room, but you invite, I'm coming down to see you, and this is so, well, no, man, I'm not getting my room. I ain't even got to come down there, I mean, I don't even
Absolutely.
have to come. So if you're gonna be, act like Frank Daughter and say, hey, look, if you want to see me, I need you to stand up and be the man now if you really want to,
I
because
100% agree with you.
well, you
But
seem like
remind
you're
you,
telling
but
those
no,
sweetheart.
no, but listen, no, remind
Okay.
you we are talking to an audience, and I'm
Yes,
saying,
right.
hey, I
Okay.
responded in that way, just so everyone knows. My
Okay.
response is
Well, I'm
definitely
saying
like
okay,
that.
and I
But
want the
what I'm
audience.
saying is, hold on, Dad. What I'm saying is, we have an audience of women who may fall for the okie doke, who may
Yeah.
say, and
Who
so
made
you're
that
not
right?
just
That's right.
representing me as your daddy in this point, but
That's right.
you're representing, I'm
That's right.
loaning you to the audience, not just as a representation of a daddy, but
As a
why would a
man. As
man
a
do
man.
that? You know what I
As a
mean?
man. That's right.
One,
That's
what
right.
is the man's intention? So my question was, when he sent that text, Dad, what was his intention? Like, what do you think he's testing me? Like, is he trying to see what my standards are?
He's
Like,
filling you out. Yes, he's filling you out to
okay,
see how your mindset is, where your mindset is. Like I said, what don't be, for all women, all of our audience, to all the ladies, don't be afraid to say no. And if a guy, we a few weeks back we asked, uh, how do you know if a man interested? If he's interested, he's gonna pursue, but not just because if you say no, that's not gonna stop him from pursuing you if he really like you.
right, right,
So
right.
make him pursue, make him show you that he's interested. You quality, if you quality material, you Frank Smith daughter. So you the top of the line. So he better come right or don't come at all. And I
Right.
ain't just saying,
Right. And I get that part. But how many guys go low before they go high? Right. How many
a
guys
bunch of a
will
bunch
in
of a
some
bunch of
way
yeah,
do
yeah,
this game with
yeah,
women,
yeah.
right? To kind of see like what I can get away with. Let me see if, you know, or even use their old experiences of what they feel like an independent ones. I think Colleen said that
Mm-hmm.
that
Mm-hmm.
independent woman, that's a tricky term. Some women carry that title and still allow a man to be a man,
Come on,
while
Kalina.
others
That's right.
try to
Mm-hmm.
outman a man and prove a
Yeah,
point
that
that
they
he is
are
not
independent.
needed,
That's right. That's right,
and that
girl.
causes problems. And I feel like I'm the woman, like I am independent, but I'm not a man.
All right.
But
Okay.
how many women out here are doing just that? Like, oh, I don't need you. Oh, I can pay for my own. I got my own money. You know what I mean? And trying to man out a man.
let me say something, babe. Let me share a story with the audience that me, you, and Dottie Neat went to dinner one year for out for Anita's birthday, I think it was, and you had a friend just showed up out of nowhere. Hey, I'm glad you came down. I heard y'all was in town here. Uh, the bill is taken care of. Y'all go have y'all already your dinners, your dad, your sister, everybody's dinners are. This is what real men do, babe. We don't manipulate. We don't trick women. We don't try to underhand and go low and see what the women. Real men step up. That boy stepped up. This guy that I'm telling you about.
I know he stepped up.
That impressed me as a man.
Uh-huh.
So when a
Yeah.
man step up and be a man, now as a woman, that's gonna make you feel like, oh, okay, now this is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm looking for. A man that's gonna be a man and show me that he's truly interested. And not because I'm with two friends that he could buy me a drink, but he can't buy my friends a drink.
Right. Right.
You know, real men don't, we don't, hey, take that lady and her friends a drink over there. That's
But
what we
why?
do.
But is it so saturated now, or is there so many, like Colleen said, is there so many women that are masculine in our qualities, where
Yeah,
we're out
yeah,
man and man,
yeah.
and now we have these men that feel like they
Yeah,
don't have to
they can.
do
That's right. That's right. That's right. I
what's
like
required
Colleen.
from a man.
I
I'm just
like
asking.
I like how Colleen said that because there are and I'm telling you, babe, that's what's gonna happen out here. Women are they're trying to be the man and the woman, and that's never gonna see. How you gonna let me be a man if you want to be the man?
Right.
So in order to let me be the man, you be the woman and follow my lead as a woman, like you said. You learned 10 years ago that it's important for a man to make sure you open your door and tell you to pull your seat out and compliment you and make you feel like a woman. That's quality in a man.
Hmm.
And when a man not showing up as a man, you can't even be a woman because he's not allowing you to be a woman. He's allowing you to be the man, really.
Right. And I think that this is a big issue, though, in the dating world, because I
Mhm.
feel like there's a lot of women who have stepped into our masculine. I was one of those who
Okay. Okay.
definitely have stepped into like our masculine energy. We're leaders in our homes. Our family is depending on us,
That's
right?
right. That's
You
right.
know, our
That's
mothers, our fathers, our friends, whatever is depending on us, right? To be the,
hmm
be the
hmm Yeah,
beacon, right?
yeah.
And then
That's
we
right.
go out into the world and we're looking for, a mate or a friend or
That's right.
something
That's right.
to
That's right.
provide us with some balance, to nurture us,
Yeah.
to be there for us. And I think that those men then look at you like, man, you doing that for all of them.
Yeah.
What you
Yeah.
gonna do for me? And it's like, that is not why,
That is not. That's right.
why
All right.
why you're here. And so then a lot of women start to take on, okay, well, because he won't do this, I'm gonna do this. And then
Yeah.
slowly she starts to take on these roles in the household with that man,
That's right.
and it becomes now where she's so much in our masculine, and she's angry and bitter and mad
Mhm,
because
mhm.
she's in a space or in a relationship with a man that's not her idea of what a man is.
You don't see here's once again, sweetheart. This is so real men, women that seem I don't want to say I don't want to say desperate, but let me say this first. First of all, ladies, men have dropped the ball, okay? I'm gonna tell you that. I know guys don't want to hear that. But we
Mhm.
as men, we are not stepping up being real men to show our black queens that we love on them. We appreciate them for being who they are, supporting them in whatever their endeavors is, showing them that they are the queens of our family. We have to be men have to be more. We have to get back in the game and show our women that they are our rib. They are that help me that we look for, and we are not, but we are not as men, we are not doing enough to show our women. So y'all have to take over and kind of be. It's more women leading the family than men now, baby, and it's just because men have dropped the ball. And guys, please don't misunderstand when I say that, because I know men get away with what they can get away with, and independent women allow men to get away with some stuff.
But why is that?
Well, because it seemed like, and that's why I asked you, don't you sell yourself cheap and make me think my baby desperate, because I know you're not desperate.
Okay, so the title of the show. No, I'm not. The title of the show, Make Him Desire You. And I
Make
had to
him,
say, is
yeah,
that possible?
yes, yes,
Because,
it is,
and
yeah.
I'm saying, is that possible when there is a saturation of individuals?
Yeah,
And so just say we have men, and then there's like the statistic that there's like 13 women to one man. Let's just give that statistic out there.
yeah.
And so now there's 13 women to one man. I'm the woman that's like, okay, no, you're going to pay. You're going to be a man. You're going to show up. You're going to, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Let me.
Now, I'm just asking, because I think that
Mhm.
if I'm that woman,
Yeah.
then, and it's, I ain't gonna even say 13, I'm gonna say 10 of these women are like, listen, what you need, what you want, I got it for you. I mean, I'll cook for you, I'll clean for you, I'll come over, I'll do all this stuff, and placating to his current position, you
Right.
know. And then two of the women is like, whatever, you know what I mean? And then I'm like, well, I'm like, no, I require you to be the man that God created you to be, you know.
Yeah.
Is it possible? Make him desire you. Is those possible? Is this possible to make a man desire you when you have standards, when you
Yeah.
have morals, when you have a level of, listen, I'm not trying to make you feel bad or insecure. And this is why, because I get this from men like, oh, I feel like you think you better than me. I feel like you think like, you
Yeah.
know, that you're whatever. And it's like, I don't think I'm better than you. But I mean, there is a standard. I do feel like there's a way a man should treat a woman. You know what I mean? And I do feel like there is a male female dynamic. I don't care how much of a CEO or a doctor that I am, I'm still a woman, right?
Okay, listen, babe. Now, this is what would my dad think.
Okay. What would
Okay.
my daddy say
Okay.
about
So
that?
now listen, let me say this, and please do not be. Now, what you showing me is every time we do a topic, you saying you trying to make it seem like it's okay, and it's not okay. Let me, and listen, don't just listen. Here's the thing, babe. A real woman don't have to do nothing but be a real woman. She don't have to put no extra nothing in it. Just be a woman with standards and stand in your standards, stand in your truth. Be your appearance is, you dress nice, you speak nice, you always smell good. You're an independent woman. You got your own everything. So you are not out here desperately seeking Susan, as they say, or desperately seeking John. You are an independent woman. So you are a real woman.
Right.
Now,
Mm-hmm.
a real man is going to see a real woman, and he's going to be a real man and know that he has to come as a real man. He can't come. We play games where we can play games at, babe. We don't play games with real women because they're not putting up with that. This same fella that I told you that offered that dinner for us that night, and then the guy introduced, told you to tell me hi. I love the fact that he loves his wife and family, and he takes care of them, and he always compliments, showing her that she's his queen. This is what
Mm-hmm.
real men do, babe.
Right. So I know that this is what real men do. I know that, but how many women know that? This
Well, a
is
lot of women
again.
don't know
So
it
I
because
don't want you to. So me and my dad, we do conflict a lot, right?
yeah,
Like a
yeah,
lot
yeah. But
in
this is an
in
opinion,
our
babe. Yeah,
personal world,
yeah.
because sometimes
We're
it's just
opinionated. We are both
we
opinionated. We
we, we
both
have
have
a high
strong
opinions,
personal.
but
Yeah.
I feel like in this specific thing, we are
Hmm.
losing the not we as a woman, but we as a culture,
As a
right?
coach.
We are
That's right. That's right.
losing
Right.
the the
Right.
dynamic, the male-female dynamic, and it's not
That is
just one
very
of
good.
us that's
Right.
contributing to it. I feel like both
Both,
sides
both.
are
That's right. That's
contributing
right. That's
to
right.
the erosion
Right.
of the importance of relationships. I'm going to give you some, I'm going to say this. Did you know, right? Did you
Mhm.
know that there are more single men than
Yes.
single women?
Yes, ma'am. I know because you know why though, babe? See, listen, and I need to say this. Listen, a lot of us use our first relationship as a stepping stone or as a measuring stick per se.
Mm-hmm.
And we should never listen. If I meet a girl today, it's what my past shouldn't have nothing to do with how I approach her or how I treat her. I treat her like she deserved to be treated. I approach her as a man approaching a woman. Never mind the fact that my last girlfriend was, she was jealous, she was complaining, she was bees. She was just everything. But so I should never let that interfere with my next friend or my next relationship. And I find that this is where we at in society today. We're judging others on what the past was, and that's not fair to the guy or the girl.
Mm-hmm. But when you hear, I agree 100% that we shouldn't bring our past into new relationships, that we should let that go. But that's not
Mm-hmm.
always easy for a lot of people.
That's right.
And
That's right.
and I think that sometimes we're just not clear about what we want. I had a client that came to me for therapy because
Mm-hmm.
their girlfriend of 4 years
Right.
gave them an ultimatum and said, basically, you need to go to therapy because we need to be married by the end of the
Mm-hmm.
year. You need to propose to me or it's over.
Okay.
And I'm like, well, how long y'all been together? He like 4 years, right? And
Wow.
and so he was like, and this was his exact words, I like her the way she is now.
I
I
like
feel
her. I
like
like her. I like her.
I
Yeah.
like her the way she is now. I
Okay.
feel like marriage would change us because of the
Mm.
pressure of what it is and what it is to be married, and I don't want to be a bad husband.
Okay. So many of us, babe. Listen, I really don't think nobody should get married before 30 because if you do, you're cheating yourself. You remember when me and you talked about being honest with one another, putting the cards on the table as I'm talking about whether it's I don't like men with hair on their face. I don't like women the wear makeup. I mean, whatever it is, though, we talk about. Let's be honest with each other, because if we are not honest with each other, we are cheating one another. We're not giving each other. If I deceive you, then I'm not being fair to you. I'm not
So
giving
is
you the
it fair
real.
that I tell the story? I want
Yes,
to
you're
share this
supposed to.
story.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
So I want to
yeah.
share this story. So my dad is dating this woman. They're in a serious relationship. He's looking to get more serious with the woman, right?
Mm-hmm.
You
Right.
okay? And
Okay.
and my dad has female friends. That's really female friends, right?
That's right. That's right.
And but he would refuse to tell this woman that he had female friends. Like he would make it like he
Yeah.
didn't have friends or like these random calls. So when the woman came around, like he wouldn't pick up the phone, or it was just like, and I was like, you need to tell her
That's
that
right.
you have female friends
That was
because
right
your female friends are important to you.
to me. That's right.
Yeah. So these relationships that you have with these women that are monogamous or, platonic, I mean, that are platonic,
They're friends. They're
meaning
friends. That's right.
they're friends, they are
That's right.
important to you. And you
Yeah.
need to have that conversation because if she doesn't like that,
Right.
when y'all get serious, it's going to be a problem.
It is gone. And when we in that very same time when she came and we did that, we had that, and I had to stand in my truth and say, wait, listen, I have friends. My friends was here before you came. So Now you don't. You mean you? I can't speak to my friends on the phone. Come on, now that's not fair to me. So, one thing
But
about it, if
she
you
said
hear,
though, she said no, I don't feel that way. But you keep on, right?
but when she was here, remember you here in my home with me. You are spending your time with me. So whoever, whatever I'm doing, it don't matter because you are here with me. So I'm showing you that you are the one that's important to me. Now
Mm-hmm.
my friends are my friends, and I'm going to tell them, hey, my lady's in town. We are, you know, we spending time with, and I'll get back or whatever the situation. And you, as you remember, she really got upset because she was only in town for 3 or 4 days. And if you're gonna get mad and waste our time being mad, listen, you come on back in here, let's talk, because we're not gonna. We're not gonna spoil this weekend because you're upset because I have friends that's gonna be here when you go back to your own home.
But I think that's why I told the story, right? Because one, it's difficult to tell our truth,
Yes,
who
it
we
is.
are, to bear
Yeah,
who we
yeah,
are. I'm finna
yeah.
get in a serious relationship with you. Let me let you know
That's right. That's
what
right.
comes with this relationship. I
Right. That's right.
have, friends,
People that I
people
know.
that I talk to, male and female alike.
Right.
Is that a problem for you, or is that a deal breaker, right?
That's
And I
right.
and I feel like sometimes when we're in relationships, we don't have those conversations before we get into relationships.
That's right.
We
That's
don't
exactly
have
right.
those
That's
conversations
right.
about
That's right.
what are the deal breakers, right? What is
Mm-hmm.
that? What are those aspects of you? So I talked about the guy who was like, he's going to get married. The girl gave him an ultimatum,
Right.
and but I say this to say, I really don't think this man is really. It's not for me
Yeah.
to think. It's not my opinion. So I didn't tell him
But
this.
he's
But I
not.
really
That's
don't
right.
think this guy is ready for marriage. But I
Exactly.
think he's going to get married.
Yeah. But see,
But
and
why
that's a
would he get
deal breaker
married?
right there.
But
But
why would
that
he
is
get
a,
married? Tell me
well,
that.
he's trying to please the woman. And let me say this while we thinking on that line. Listen, if I'm coming, like we just talked about being honest with one another, being true to one another, being open with one another. If
Mm-hmm.
my friends, per se, now listen, if I love this girl, it don't matter whether my friends like it or not. I'm not going to lose my woman because she don't want you to be my friend. Now we're not going to quit being friends, but there's going to be some boundaries set because my woman is important to me.
And you
So,
said, hey,
but listen now, babe, listen. So if certain things, I remember you telling me young little babies is a deal breaker for you. Young
yeah,
kids is a
young
deal breaker.
kids is a deal breaker.
Okay, so now listen. So you wouldn't even go into that because you already know that that's no way I could pursue that because that's a deal breaker for me.
So that's the thing. No, I would go into it. I would date him, but I would let him know
Yeah,
that
yeah.
I'm
It can
here
only
for a
go.
friendship.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
here for attraction. And that's my next question. Love,
Hmm.
attraction. What is the
Right,
difference? I'm here because I'm actually attracted to you. I like your company, but I
right.
have no intention in building anything further than this
Then that. That's right.
because
Yeah, yeah.
you have kids
That's right.
and
Yeah, my baby's grown.
my babies aren't, they ain't grown, but they out of
Yeah,
the kid stage, and I have
yeah.
no
Well,
desire,
basically, yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah,
to
yeah,
be a in-house mother.
that's
Now,
right.
you would be amazed at how many guys try to convince me that I can, oh no, you got great mother qualities, you would be a great. You
That's right.
cannot convince me
Right. That's right.
because here's the thing, even if I bought into it, even if I said,
Yeah. You
yeah,
being unfair to yourself.
I
That's
would
right.
be unfair to myself. Now, some of
That's
these
right.
women out here, and some people would say, "Well, why date him? Why waste his
Right.
time? Why,
Yeah.
why
Right.
indulge in that?" Because I
Yeah.
feel like there's a difference between love and attraction.
I like the guy.
Do
That's
you
right.
feel?
I
Yeah.
do
Do
like the
you
guy.
feel
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
there's a difference between love and attraction?
Yes, I do because and the key is and like I said, deal breakers is um we have to learn. Sometimes we have to learn how to I can adjust, babe. I like sleeping on the other side of the bed, or you know frying chicken rather than baking chicken. So I mean, there's some things that we could do to adjust and to make our mate. I'm talking about we got to. Sometimes we have to give a little to. Don't get out off our high horse and meet the person halfway in certain things though.
Mm-hmm. But this thing about love, so one, if I know I don't like kids, let me get clarity on this. If I know
Yeah,
I
well,
don't
yeah,
like
yeah.
kids,
And you're
should
storing
I?
everything. Yeah.
So should I even date them? You saying I
No,
shouldn't
well,
even date this guy?
well, it ain't going nowhere. I'll agree with whoever said, well, why even lead them on? Okay, y'all spend an evening or two together. It was fun, but this ain't going well because I already know that this can only go so far.
And I already know that it can only go far. But what if I'm attracted to you? What if
Even
it's
well,
something? And this is a
so
difference. And I feel like this is the difference. And this is again where you're going to see me and my dad disagree. It is okay to be
yeah,
attracted to people, and it
yes,
is okay to be in love with people. And the
yeah,
ultimate, the
yeah,
ultimate relationship is if you can be in love with the person you're attracted to. Because a
yeah,
lot of people are
yeah.
in love, but they're
No,
not
no,
attracted
attractive.
to
Yeah,
the
and
person
that's a
that
deal
they're in
breaker.
love
That's
with.
a deal breaker. That's a deal breaker.
Right. And some
Yeah.
people are attracted to someone, but they're not in love with them like that. Right. And
Can I
so,
say
yes, you can say
Can I
something.
share something with our audience?
Hmm.
Do y'all hear how we debating about this thing? No, we are dad and daughter talking about simple life's experiences. Okay, so I tell my daughter all the time that relationships are so watered down nowadays, marriages, relationships.
Hmm.
We are not there. I don't think women or men or even that's why I say we should never even get married before 30, maybe 40, because a lot of people ain't had a chance to enjoy life and they get in marriages now. The husband get complacent. He don't want to get off the couch. He don't want to take a dance and he don't want to go to dinner. He don't want to do nothing but watch his games and go to work. And now she's become stagnant. Now she upset. She want to go with her girlfriends dancing, want to go out sometime in. Babe, let's go to a movie. Let's do something together as a couple. And it becomes like now y'all walking through the house not speaking to one another because you got a chip on your shoulder because he's not being the man that you expected him to be. So let's make sure that we know going into our relationships, whether it's a platonic relationship or your future husband. But if your future husband is not doing things to make you happy, y'all got a problem.
Absolutely. They absolutely have a problem. But why is it so difficult to know that? this is
Well,
this
it
is
ain't
my point.
difficult to
I
know
know
it.
that here. I know that for a lot of women, and I'm gonna say a lot of people, we want to get
Yeah, a
married.
lot of
That's a
people.
part of the checkbox. Okay.
Listen. Let's say this. Let's make sure that we understand that we are talking in general, y'all. We're
In
not talking
general.
about
Yeah.
man per se or woman. We're just talking about people in
In
general.
general. Right.
We make mistakes by thinking that we can change people, make them be something that they are not. And my daughter tells me, Dad, we can't change nobody, make them be something that we if that's who they are. The wolf in sheep clothing thing is real.
This is what I heard, and I want to read it. The guy said that it's a goal in a relationship to make the home a desirable place to be.
Exactly. I love that. I love that.
He's like that it is each individual's responsibility to make
Yeah,
the
yeah,
home the
yeah.
desirable place to be.
Right.
And
That's
we
right.
do that, and he said that women do that in four ways.
Mm-hmm.
He said that women bring peace, which
Mm-hmm.
I always question. What does
Okay.
that mean? And maybe we can bring somebody on to go into that more.
Mm-hmm.
Cooking, a woman who can cook, right?
Yeah.
That makes the
Mm,
home a more desirable place to be. A
yeah.
woman who has sex or intimacy, right?
Yeah.
That
Good
makes
at that. Yeah, make that good now. That's right.
well, and so he said that it's not enough just to have
One of those.
intimacy,
That's right. That's right.
right? It's about meeting your partner's needs when you
every,
have
that's right.
intimacy with
That's
them.
right.
And he
That's right.
said that too many people, and I want to talk about this because he said too many people come in with prior resumes
Come on,
because
girl.
of what other people said they were
That's
good
right.
at or what they
That's
could do, and they
right.
come in and
Thinking.
it
Yeah.
may not be pleasing to their mate.
That's
So
that's
again,
right.
peace,
Yeah.
cooking,
Mm-hmm.
the
Good in
it
the bed. Good
good
in
in the
bedroom.
bed,
Yeah. Yeah.
and then the maintaining of attraction. So a
Yeah.
woman who maintains her attraction. So those are the four things that make a woman, the
Yeah.
home, a desirable place for the man to come home to, right?
Exactly.
Would you agree
Yeah.
with those four?
I would agree 100%. And since you said that, the very first thing I want to tell a woman is this. Listen, a man desires is in his eyes. What he sees is what he desires. Okay. So if your woman is not desirable to you, whether she's in the nude, whether she's fully dressed, but especially when she's home and comfortable, you want to always be the apple of your man's eye, though. And listen, when you pregnant and you having the baby or you just had the baby, your man's supposed to be able to sacrifice everything in him to make sure that you know that, babe, I'm with you right now because I know you are going through something right now that can't be nothing but me showing you how much I love you by being attentive to you.
Mm-hmm. But that
So
is a big time in a relationship, because I also have relationships where the woman has just had a baby within that first year. She's
yeah,
not feeling attractive.
that's right.
She's
That's
spending more
right.
time with the baby, and the
Right.
man feels
Like he's being elected.
like he's
Yeah,
being neglected.
that's right.
And
But that's
I mean, I
but
just
that's
wanted to put that out there
yeah,
that there
but
are
that's
times.
yes, that's right.
Okay.
But that should never be, though. That's why I told you we're supposed to give her that year, though, to get herself. And
So
then
does that mean you were abstinent for a year? Or does that
no,
mean that we
no,
got to be
no. I mean,
creative?
it just yeah. Well, I mean, well, look. I mean, I know you need a little something, something, but I'm gonna just, we could do that. But I don't feel right now, babe. I'm not. I don't feel, beautiful to you right now. And like I said, babe, a lot of times, and what your friend said though, listen, sex ain't the only thing in a relationship. We gotta have and he said four things. First, that's important, but your friendship with that person, you, your communication, your ability to talk and we romance before we get to. Me and you talk about this all the time. Making love comes before you get to the bedroom.
Right, right.
Now,
Now
so
listen, the reason why I said that, and the whole thing is the whole topic of this today's show is make him
what makes a
desire
woman
you.
attractive? Yeah,
So
yeah.
here's the thing. So I hear a lot from men because about what a woman should do. So I gave those four things. Hey, did some research. These are the four things that make a woman desirable. Peace, a plate, your pee, and your prettiness. Those are the four P's. Pretty,
Yeah,
pee,
yeah, yeah.
plate, and peace. Four P's,
Yeah.
right?
Need peace
Now,
for one. Yeah, for sure.
yeah. Now, those four P's are important. But
Mm-hmm.
where is it where women, how to keep a woman attracted and loving you? Because
Okay.
when
Yeah.
a woman goes through, give you
Right.
these four P's, the peace,
That's right.
the plate,
Right.
the P,
Mm-hmm.
and the prettiness, right?
Yeah.
When
Yeah.
she give you these four P's, and now
Mm-hmm.
you sitting there, now
Right.
you getting a belly.
That's
Now
right.
you don't want you coming home, you snoring.
That's right.
I could barely sleep.
Right.
You sitting on the same, I could see the mark of the couch where you sit at, because you sit there so long watching
Yeah.
your games,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Where is the balance? And I'm just giving you things that women have said to
Women.
me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, how is my attraction supposed to stay up for
Yeah.
you?
Okay.
Because I'm staying pretty and I'm
That's
giving
right.
up the pee and I'm
Yeah.
plating the food and I'm bringing peace.
Yeah.
Now, what are you giving me to keep me motivated to?
Yeah.
And what is the man's role in that? Or do a
Let me
man
tell you.
even feel
Let me tell
like
you.
he has a responsibility to do that?
Well, in order to keep all those peas coming, though, you're gonna make sure that she's spoiled first. I'm gonna spoil you so much that you can't help but to give me all those peas that you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
See, a real man knows that he has to keep his woman pleased, babe, and it works both ways. Just so you tell you, and I asked you that before. What is your desires of in a man? And you, but like me and you, like we have that. Like they think that we argue, but we just debate. We talk because this dad and daughter. We ain't never gonna fall out. We just talk about looking at it from a different perspective, a woman and a man. So
my daddy feel like I date punks. Let's just be
well,
he just feel like, well, what woman,
my daughter does, yes, certain things my daughter does, real men and women. Anyway,
but I don't. I actually date men who are outside of this one situation, who's very catering and very understanding, and that is an attractive quality for me, and that keeps me that keeps me wanting to do those 4 things. Like if you treat me with like,
I'm gonna give it, whatever you need. I got you. So
if you gotta be a P, which is a punk, for me to give up these 4 P's, then keep being a punk so I can give you these 4 P's. And you the happiest man on earth, though. Like you have the greatest, happiest fucking time, skipping down the road with a smile on your face because you like, look, I am experienced in Miss Sheila Lynn.
Yeah,
y'all
I'm
just
loving,
don't even know, and I'm loving it. So y'all call me a buck, or y'all want to, because you're not getting what I'm getting, and I'm saying. Why is it that women are required to do these 4 P's, but men are not even thinking about stepping into that 1 P? Can you just be? Can you just give in? Can you just be emotionally available? Can you just?
You just take one of them P's away, that main P. If you take that away, he gonna come around for you, babe. If you just listen, see, a woman can be just like a man, sweetheart. We can make it be right because. And let me tell you something, sweetie. When we come into relationship, there's a give-take thing here too. Now we always talking about who likes what and who likes this, but there's a give and take in relationships. You have to sometime I gotta go to sleep tonight and then have no fun because my baby ain't feeling me tonight. She just want to relax and sleep, so I'm gonna go to sleep and enjoy. And then 2 nights from now, she might come back. The other night I wasn't feeling good, so hey, you a little something tonight. I got you though. And so when we do that though, babe, it's a give and take. See, man, it took me almost 60. Damn, that's 70.
Right, but listen, I really want to do that whole P thing because we know Sierra, the punk thing, right? So we know Sierra is with old boy. What's his name?
Russell
Wilson, right? And he gets so much flack, and he gets considered a punk, right? Because he loves on it. He caters to his woman, right? And it's like, oh, he a sucker, he a punk. And I'm like, you know what? If I was a man, I would be a punk. If I had a woman that was providing prettiness,
everything that I need, that's
P. And peace. That's okay for me.
I'm too right there, sweetie. It's enough though, that P and that peace. Those are 2 things that'll get you all the time, babe. That'll keep you happy there.
Why is it hard for men to become perceived? Because we know you a man. So I know the men that's in my life that is considered. I know that they men. You know what I mean? I know that they got their own jobs. They got their own houses. I ain't got to put no money in their pocket. They take care of themselves, and they willing to take care of me. So I don't have a problem with them.
You don't have a problem. That's right.
But they are willing to be vulnerable in the presence of me because I guess they understand that these P's are coming with that. But why is it that there are some men in their mind who just not even willing to consider stepping out of this egoic, like, oh, so you because so that's a portion of the men. Then there's men who like, oh, so you think I'm a punk, like you think I'm a sucker, you think like no, or feel like I'm trying to intimidate them and I'm trying to question their manhood. No, I'm not trying to do none of that. Okay. But maybe you have this thought or this belief in your mind that I'm trying to punk you. And it's not that. It's actually I'm requiring you to be the man that God created you to
That's right.
be,
That's
which
right. That's
requires
right.
a level of vulnerability. And if you want these 4 P's from me, then I think you need to show up a little, punkish. And I'm using that word loosely because they not a
Yeah,
punk. But
we
I'm
talking
saying,
again. That's right.
yeah,
That's right.
I'm
That's right.
saying cater, be nice, talk,
Yeah.
listen to me.
Yeah.
If I'm talking an
Yeah.
hour, sit on that phone and listen to me for an hour. If that's what's
Right.
required to get this.
You know what though? Listen, when we collaborate on our book and put this book out there, so you could tell them about your female energy and what it takes to that that this is what pleases my man. So your girlfriends, I'm quite sure because you have told me that you have explained to some of your friends how, listen, when you doing your part as a woman, a real man is going to be receptive. He's going to accept. Look, like I said, my woman ain't my bed slave. I don't want to have to kill her in bed every night. That shouldn't never be a priority. That bedroom action is part of a relationship, but it's not the only thing that's in a relationship. So in saying that, make sure that you are giving because if I come in and I'm smelling like beer and alcohol and breath stinking and ain't bathed, and that's not a turn on for my woman. I know that. So I gotta be just like I want her to be attracted to me, then I need to be attracted to her.
But do you think most men think like that? I just feel like
most men are not.
things.
That's why I tell you, us as men, babe.
I know, men.
And I tell you all the time, so many men don't know how to be men because they hadn't been taught to be a man. And then when a woman like a Sheila try to tell her man that, babe, listen, stand up in your energy, be the man that God created you to be. Then they get intimidated or they get upset. Now they makes for a bad day because he feel like his woman treating him like a punk.
Yeah, and I'm not treating you like a punk. I'm
just telling you to be
yeah.
I know. I mean, I know.
But all I'm saying is, so we getting into our conversation. But I'm saying for the audience, for the women who know they got the P, all 4 P's, and they handling that, but they still dealing with this issue on love and attraction. And here's the thing: I feel like when we first meet a man, and women, you let me know if this is true. Like or share, or put the thumbs up, or give me some hearts or something. When you first meet a man, you're attracted to him, right? Like he's doing the right things, he's saying the right things, he's doing all this stuff, and so you fall in love,
right?
So when you fall in love, right? Here's the thing about love: love is a very fluid emotion, right? So you can know you love somebody and not want to talk to them, right? Like you can love somebody and be upset with them. And I think it's very hard for people to distinguish love and attraction. So you get with this man and he's doing all these things, but now he end up hurting you. And each time, like, your attraction for him is being affected. So now it's like, I'm just not attracted to you as much because I couldn't believe that you would do that. I'm not attracted to you as much because it's not that I don't love you, because I do, but I need you to work on this attraction. Like, draw me in, pull me in, make me feel. And I feel like that's where the work comes with the man. Getting that woman to be attracted to him once he has lost that attraction. Right.
Well, because he takes something from her, though, baby.
Because he took something. You know what I mean?
And listen, well, I'm glad you said love is a slippery slope, though, because you don't, you know how you keep that, though, sweetie, is don't take that from her. Don't listen. I'm gonna say this to every man out there: what you got at home, it ain't gonna get no better than that. So you can go out there and be a fool if you want to, and blow your happy home and mess yourself up thinking that you got, the TikTok guy say, my side piece, your side piece ain't shit compared to home. Home is where
you cannot be cussing. We're on.
Okay, well I didn't curse. I said that
you said shit.
You curse.
I'm just kidding. That's what you said.
Okay, but listen. So don't mess your home up for a one night stand or for a weekend of pleasure. Now, my daughter give you a weekend once every 6
I'm
months.
so tired of you trying to barter me off on that. Yes, that means that you didn't invested in me, and we got a committed relationship and an understanding. That is
Yes, yes,
not
yes, yes.
because you just always bartering me with that one. Yes,
No,
if
but
I
I'm
was in
trying
a
to
serious
tell them. I'm trying
relationship,
to tell them
yes,
why you qualifies to be what you are wife material, and I ain't walked you down the aisle yet. So I'm gonna
yeah. I
leave
was
that
like,
right
that's what
there.
you trying to do. What?
So, but in saying that though, daughter, listen. So let's be mindful that what we got. If you committed, if you stood before God and said, Lord, I promise to cherish, love, respect, and give her all of me for the rest of our days, then try to do the best you can with that. Honor those vows.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that so many of us we get mad at home because she didn't give you that little so whatever it was you wanted tonight. But tonight it was one night. I mean, I've been married before, and its sacrifices go with marriage too.
Right, but then it's also something about a woman that that arouses a woman, and also, and that's why I go back to this attraction thing. I think men feel like that you can just like the way you are aroused is the way a woman is aroused, and that's just
And
not
no,
the
no,
case.
no.
Like
That's
a
right. That's
woman
right.
is aroused like throughout the day, like it's
That's
things
right.
that you do, it's speaking her love language and
Yeah,
all of
yeah,
that. That's
yeah. You
that's really
romance it. That's
creating it.
right. You
Yeah,
romance
that's creating
that.
this attraction for
Yeah,
her
yeah,
that sometimes may require you looking like a pig, like a punk,
yeah.
right?
Like a
Because
punk. That's right.
you
That's right.
are,
That's right. Yeah.
sending these sweet nothings and you're doing these
Mhm.
things, but you're speaking to a fullness
Yeah.
of a
A
woman.
place. Yeah. But you
Yeah,
a place. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
And you
before you
romance your
actually
woman
enter.
at work though, like you said, you can romance at work. Just a phone call or
Yeah, yeah,
maybe a
yeah,
rose, one rose, or just a little something in the lunchbox.
yeah,
Whatever
yeah,
it was though that made her feel good about you today.
yeah, yeah.
And
And I
so I mean, like I said, it's not a baby, just so much, it's so much the wiles of the world, though, sweetheart, is just so much temptations. And let me say this too, sweetie, while we in here.
mm-hmm,
Miserable people love miserable people. If you miserable, if you got some miserable friends, they're gonna always come with you with some miserable mess. So it's gonna mess your day up now because Jane over there, her and Pete ain't getting along. So now she's gonna bring that mess to your house. And then
we know
now you
you.
come home and you mad because Jane told you some old crazy stuff, but don't let Jane bring her mess to you. Come, you keep being that P at home, and he keep being that P at home, and y'all just keep enjoying one another, and don't let the outside world interfere with that.
Right, right. Your daughter Benita said, hey, y'all.
Hey, girl, we in it tonight, girl. We in it. Listen, y'all tune in next week, and we're gonna give y'all some real insight on these things and show y'all why it's important to respect one another. How it's important to sometime leave the work at home and come home and enjoy and that whoever told you about home is your castle, home is your peace place, your place of relaxation.
Mm-hmm.
That when you get home, leave everything else outside that door though.
Right, but that's a skill, Dad.
That
I
is a
think that
skill, man.
it's a skill that's developed.
It is. And that friend that told you that though, that was so powerful to me that if you can leave everything outside that door when y'all come in the house and y'all finna be a family this for the rest of this day, or and then tomorrow morning y'all go start y'all day. But when you come through the doors, leave all that out there.
Right. And that's a skill. And I think that, so let me say this from, I don't know if people know, but I'm a therapist. And like I say, a lot of this, I'm interweaving some of the
That
situations
yeah,
I go through with
with them.
in relationship therapy, some of the stuff I went through. But
Yeah.
the biggest thing that I see in couples is this desire to acquiesce, or meaning step away from your truth or your
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
desires for the
please,
other
please. Yeah,
person,
yeah,
with
that's
the
right.
hope
That's
that
honest. Yeah.
that sacrifice is going to be met with a sacrifice for that from that other person. And
And
when
that's right.
they don't, and I tell
Yeah,
people that's a cost that you can never pay. Like when
that's
you
right.
giving up
That's right.
something that
That's
you
right.
value and that you truly um
Mm-hmm.
love in your life, and you give that up for another person, they can never repay you back that debt.
That's
So
right.
the most
That's right.
important thing and the most important person that you can be honest with is yourself. And
Right.
and that's why I say we don't get what we want, we get who we are. And if you're really looking for a relationship that reflects more of who
Yeah.
you are, then it's
Right.
very important for you to learn who you are, which is a
That's right.
journey, right?
That's right.
It's about that, which is why I continue to date individuals and don't
That's
take it
right.
serious. And I know that may be seem like it's wasting time, but it's actually
It's good
very
for you. It's good for
it
you. Yeah.
is, because
Yeah.
listen, as a
Yeah.
PhD, I done committed 20 years. Let me say this. I've
Yeah.
been in
Yeah.
school now from
Yeah.
20 to
Yeah. Yeah.
22, right? So
Yeah.
I done went through my undergrad, I done went through my master's program, I done went,
Mm-hmm.
now I'm in my doctoral degree and I'm about to be a doctor. If I could
That's right.
commit 20 years to an academic process to become a doctor, I think I could commit to some years to being, and that's like that's over 100 and something credits in my
Oh, yeah.
undergrad,
Yeah.
30
Yeah.
something
Yeah.
credits in my,
Yeah.
and then like 40 something credits. So I'm like over 250 credits.
Yeah.
So that's like over 50 teachers that I had to be in front of to get this level of education. I don't have
Yeah.
to give my P to 50 individuals, but I definitely can give my presence to 50
That's right.
individuals to kind of get a different perspective of who
Yeah.
I am. And I just have not been sold on,
Yeah.
the idea that I can meet one person and
I
grow
like
with
that.
that
Yeah.
individual. You know what I mean? I feel like it's not a one and done situation, and I got something I need to learn. And a
That's
big
right.
a
That's
big
right.
limiting belief for me going into dating, which is why
Mm.
I had to start asking my dad questions and
Right.
debating with him and my uncles and most men,
Right.
is I understood that I had a lot of masculine qualities,
Right.
definitely wanted to become more feminine, went through
Mm-hmm.
that vulnerability of feeling,
Yeah.
oh, this is a little vulnerable. And I feel like he's taking advantage of, my
Mm-hmm.
niceness, and he's taking my
That's right.
niceness for weakness. But
Yeah.
but still stepping out over and over again, no matter what I experience, heartbreak or disappointment, because
Right.
ultimately I do believe that there is a person out there for
Out there.
me.
That's right.
And
That's right.
and to attract that individual, I need to become the best version of myself. And I just practice with, friends
Yeah.
and doing
Yeah.
that.
You did, baby. That was so powerful for me. Now let me say, now I'm a single 71-year-old man that has been married. I've dated. I've been engaged. I've dated some more. And let me tell you the reason. And here I am single today because relationships is hard. It's not an easy task. And I'm talking about at 71. If I ain't settled now to where I can live with a woman, and but it just like it works for you to be difficult to get along with. I could be difficult to get along with. So until you meet that right person though, that y'all can communicate with each other, even if it means tonight I'm just gonna, I'm gonna watch CB in the den tonight, babe, just because I want you to have some peace for yourself or whatever it is. So and I guess my point is relationship takes work, y'all. We have to work on that thing, and we have to be tentative to our partners, our
Mhm.
mates, both
Yeah.
sides. Okay.
And sometimes, and that goes back to getting a therapist, getting a coach,
Mm-hmm.
really talking it out as a group, right?
Yeah,
The
yeah,
couples
yeah.
therapy and really talking through your dynamics, and then
That's right.
personal therapy, right?
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
listen, most of us probably come from broken systems or
Broken
homes
home. That's
that
right. That's right.
didn't
Not a two
always,
family.
or
Not a two family. That's
unrealistic
right. Yeah,
expectations, different
yeah,
values. My
yeah.
grandparents value something very different than
Then you.
what I
That's right.
value
Yeah,
now
yeah.
in my life. My grandparents were together until my grandfather passed away.
Yes.
Like that was 40 years. Like I could say I want to model what my grandfather, my
Yeah,
grandmother had, but I know that that's not what I value in my life today. And the
that's right.
last thing is to be willing, be patient, right?
That's right. Yeah,
The relationship, male or female, is coming when
yeah,
you though require or is willing to go through,
yeah.
I say this, and let me put a pause right here. I say if God told you you had 30 no's, you had to be rejected 30 times before you got a man. I'll guarantee you women to be out here running to get
Running,
rejected.
that's right.
You know what I mean? But
And let me say this.
the idea that you can be rejected,
Yeah,
we are
yeah.
scared of that. And so we
That's
don't
right.
want to be
Don't be
rejected.
afraid.
But what
That's
if
right.
it
That's
takes
right.
30 rejections So then that
to get that,
31st one
That's
is
right.
the
That's right.
one. Yeah,
Yeah.
okay, got that.
And then I'm gonna say one more little point, baby. Listen, a single person can't tell a married person how to handle their home, because how if you single, how you gonna tell me, and you ain't even in my same shoes, so you don't know. Now you could tell me what a single person does, but a married person don't need to be trying to learn from a single person.
Mm-hmm.
Get you
So
some married couples that
who a married person needs to listen to?
a married person that
Mm-hmm.
knows, experienced married couple that's been around, that's gonna tell you that, listen, every day ain't gonna be sunshine, but you can't, every time it rains on you, you can't run and lead a marriage either.
Oh, so much just came up in my spirit when you said that.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm gonna tell you what came up in my spirit, and I'm gonna share with the audience. We at 110, but I'm gonna give this little 5 minutes. I remember being in a relationship, long-term relationship, and I consulted married couples to help me in my
Give you some
endeavor.
ideas. That's right. That's right.
And and they're telling me just what you're saying. You got to go through some stuff, and you got to. And this is just from Sheila. This ain't from a therapist. This ain't from none of my. This is from Sheila. And I feel like in that position, I felt like, so did you not hear me say I'm unhappy? Like it was so. Did you not hear me say that I feel like I'm dying on the inside? Like you're telling me to stay for all of these reasons, and I'm telling you, like, I am unhappy. Like it's not a mutual. It's not a mutual thing. And so I say that no, can a successful married couple who has their eyes on the prize, because I feel like a lot of times, because I feel like a lot of times people have very low standards. Like, listen, I'm looking for a woman that could be with me at my worst times. Yeah, no. You know what I'm looking for? I'm looking for friends. Listen, I'm looking for friends and men who can support me at the peak of my life. Because that is where I'm gonna need you at. I don't need you at, like, and I feel like, but we built a culture of, are you gonna be with me when I'm down? Can you stay with me when I'm struggling? My thing is, can you see me happy? You know what I mean? Can you see me thriving? Can you see me in those endeavors? And there's so many of us who crabs in a barrel. We can be with people who can stay with us when we're miserable, but when we're breaking generational curses and going for greater things,
standing in our truth,
standing in our truth, guess what? People start to look at you crazy, start to feel threatened by that. You know what I mean? So I don't need nobody that's gonna be there for me at my lowest point, because I know who's gonna be there for me at my lowest point. I'm gonna need somebody in my life and people in my life that can support me in my growth, in my progression, and in my greatness, because that's the true test of anybody. So
I was with. I'm gonna just quick story. I lived with a girl for maybe 6-7 years, and man, I thought I was in the perfect place with the perfect woman, the perfect relationship, and just somewhere. So I don't know if I became complacent or she became complacent, but I know complaciveness will cause friction. And then once we start letting that friction become more heated, then it becomes a problem, sweetie. And that's all I want to. I just know that relationship take work. So
do. Yeah. Well, I thank you guys for your comments. Kenya said hi. Khalid. Hey, you guys know that you can go follow and subscribe to the Shaping Solutions page on YouTube, where you can get notifications about our show every Thursday. You can also get notifications about the Elevating Life show. What else? Again, comment, share. Make sure you like and share this post. If you
just share for sure. And
you can follow us on at What Would My Daddy Say and I Am Shaping Solutions. So on Facebook. And today's show, hey, what make him desire you? Is that possible? And I think the whole idea for this conversation was we can do these 4 things for a man to make ourselves desirable, and have these standards. But you know what I mean? What is the thing that what is the thing that he's doing? What is keeping what is keeping me in love and attraction with him. And I want to go into this conversation more. Hey, you guys, if it's some conversations you want me and my dad to have, make sure you message us, or you can put it in the messenger. What else?
We'll
Follow
talk about
us.
it.
We'll talk about it.
Right.
I just love this conversation. You know, I love my daddy. He's always, you know, you see us battle back and forth for comment. I love you guys. Thank you again for listening. And we'll talk to you next week, Thursday at 8 o'clock. That's what we eat.
God bless all. All right, babe.
Bye-bye.
Love you. Love you.
Love you too.